The National Weather Service has issued a blizzard warning for our listening area for tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. Snow has already been falling for about 5 hours and will continue overnight at a rate of up to 4 inches per hour. Snow accumulation may total as high as 30 inches. In addition, as this system moves in, it'll be accompanied by high winds and plunging temperatures. Currently, the temperature is 28 degrees on our studio thermometer. That's expected to drop to near zero by tomorrow morning. The powdery snow that will result from these temperatures will be blown about by sustained winds of 25 to 30 miles an hour with gusts to 50 miles an hour. We won't get a break from these conditions until at least Sunday. The aforementioned meteorological nightmare is the reason that Phoebe and I have elected to broadcast from our home studio for the remainder of the weekend. We've got the generator gassed up, and we believe we can stay on the air through the weekend to keep you folks informed. Isn't that right, Phoebe?
Oh, that's right, Dale. Oh, they're serious about this warning, folks. It's a dangerous storm. Batten down the hatches. Bring in the firewood. Check the batteries and the flashlights, and whatever you do, stay inside. Powdery snow and high winds means whiteout conditions. It would be very easy to become disoriented and get lost out there. Please, stay indoors. Well, that was good advice, don't you?
Absolutely, Mrs. Prentice. I assure you Wendy will be fine. Her surgery went well, and Dr. Pierce will be here to look over her recovery. No, there's no way she could go home tonight. The way the weather looks out there, I'm not sure you could make it here anyway. Dr. Pierce will keep her fluids running, give her her antibiotics, and her pain meds. Good question. If we lose power, we've got a generator that Dr. Pierce knows how to run. It's enough to run her light, a heater, and Wendy's fluid pump. We've thought of everything. And if there's anything we didn't anticipate, I only live a couple of miles away. Good. Now don't worry, she's in good hands. You're welcome. Goodbye.
Mrs. Prentice, trust me yet?
I think so. I made you sound like Dr. Kildare, Marcus Welby, and Joe Gannon all rolled into one.
Who?
Let me try again. Hawkeye Pierce, Mark Green, and Doogie Howser.
Still nothing.
Claire, how old are you? 10?
Yeah.
Okay, so how about that guy, Ducky?
Okay, now that one I know. You do realize he only works on dead people, right? And every one of the docs you mentioned are dudes.
I am so sorry, but I couldn't think of any women.
You never heard of Meredith Grey? And how come no veterinarians on your list?
James Harriet.
Oh.
There, a doctor she knows and you know. I win. Yay. I'm just trying to reassure her. You know the story. Little lady lives alone, her ancient cat.
Yeah, I know. Listen, you better get going. There's already about 8 inches of snow out there, and when the wind kicks up, it's going to get nasty.
I'll be fine. I've got 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, well, you'd still better get going. I'm glad you let the rest of the staff go home early. Now all I have to worry about is you getting to your house.
I will call you when I get there. And you call me if you need anything. I'll come back. I will strap on those cross-country skis if I have to.
You do not need to be out in a blizzard on skis. They're talking whiteout conditions. Come on, I can handle this. Trust me. Mrs. Prentice does.
Okay. I'll be honest. With this weather, I'm just a little nervous about leaving you all alone.
Well, with your husband in Florida, you're going to be alone too, remember? And I've got the generator. I'll be fine.
Okay, I know.
And you might want to call Pete every now and then and let him know that you're okay. He's going to be worried about you.
I will. And you call me if you have any problems. If the phones go out, I've got my cell.
Yes, Mom, and I won't play the radio too loud, and I'll make sure to go to bed on time. Now get going while you still can.
It's not like there's anybody waiting, so it's a bit, just don't hesitate to call, okay?
Carol, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be insensitive calling you Mom.
I didn't take it that way. It's okay. I'm okay. It's been 4 years. It's just the house feels a little empty when Pete's out of town. So I will call you when I get there, and then I'll call Pete.
Good. You're gonna let me out there?
So I'm not leaving quite yet. You up for one more?
Yeah, see what they want, though.
Hello, can I help you?
Yeah, hey, you the doctor? This is an emergency.
No,
a problem.
understand. This is an animal hospital.
Yeah.
Well, my brother's been hurt. Can you please help us? It's an emergency.
So you gotta listen. We treat animals, not people. You need to take him to the hospital. It's not that far. The road.
Hey, the roads being the way they are, I don't think we're gonna make it there. At least help us patch him up. Here, put him on the table right here.
Your brother happens to be a member of the one species that we don't work on. It'd be illegal for us to do.
I am having a really bad day. Do what the man says and do it now.
Look, you can take anything you want. I've got the key to the drug boxes in my pocket, and there's some cash in the cash drawer.
Look, we don't want your drugs or your money, stupid. My brother's been shot and you're gonna treat him.
But we don't have the experience or the equipment to do anything like that.
Shut up! Look, we're not really in a position to go to the hospital right now, okay? So this is your next patient.
Your brother needs an emergency room, a trauma team, and a surgeon if you want him to live.
I'm not a moron, and I know that if a big dog came in through that door right now, shot in the belly, then you wouldn't know what to do. So my brother just became your big dog.
But we don't know the anatomy. We need drugs, equipment, pain meds, and blood. We can't help him. No way.
She's right. If you don't take him to the hospital, he's going to die.
All right, well, you know what? I'll tell you what. If he dies, you die. So get in there now and patch him up so we get the hell out of here. The weather's getting worse and we gotta get moving. You, Rainbow Bright. Yeah, you get in there too. Help him. This has got to be fast, Joel. We gotta be moving across the border.
We used my name in front of them, stupid. And it's taken as long as it's gonna take. You know he'd do the same for us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he might do the same for you. He never gave a damn about me, and you know it. To him, I've always been the loser holding you back. Well, I don't know him or his superior attitude, nothing.
Yeah, well, you got a better idea? Besides, this is all your fault that this happened. If you just stuck to the plan, it was a good plan.
Oh, I thought part of this good plan was to be in Canada by now. Listen, let's just leave him here. They'll call an ambulance, they'll get into a hospital. We've got to get out of here.
Yo, what if the ambulance can't even get here? What if we don't make it over the border? No, we're staying here with him. Once Doc patches him up, then we can head out. And I know that both of you have got cell phones, so let me have them right now. Thank you. Now, what's the number?
884-2587.
Good. Machine picked up. Get to work.
We better get some exam gloves. There's no telling what this guy's HIV status is.
Yeah, well, he's not a druggie and he doesn't have AIDS.
Well, we're getting gloves anyway.
He's got good bilateral breath sounds, and his heart sounds okay, but his pulse is thready, and he's shocky as hell. Let's get a blanket over him and start some warm fluids.
Shouldn't we get him into x-ray first, or at least get a fast ultrasound?
X-ray is a low-yield test with abdominal trauma, and an ultrasound is going to show blood in the abdomen, which we already know. He's got an entry wound to the front. He's got an exit wound in the back. You know, with a through and through to the belly, he's got to have surgery.
You have to open him up?
Oh, well, isn't this just perfect? Yeah, let's just take time for a little surgery while the snow piles up and the wind gets worse. Is this also part of your perfect plan? Listen, there's got to be something else you can do. Just patch him up temporary and give us some drugs and medicine. We'll take it from there.
Look, I assure you, we have no intention of doing surgery on him. We're not trained or equipped for that. You have to take him to the hospital.
Well, I already told you that's not an option. So you're sure that he has got to have surgery?
But there's no way a bullet goes all the way through the abdomen without hitting intestines, maybe liver, spleen, or a kidney. What really needs to happen here is for you to forget your self-preservation, pick up that phone, dial 911, and save his worthless life.
Yeah, well, we're not going to do that. So you're going to do whatever it is you've got to do, or else his death isn't going to be the only one. Besides, I'm not even sure we can make it to that hospital right now. So if you've got to open him up, then you're going to open him up.
Yeah, this is great. This is just great. All right, I want to see how fast the two of you can move. You better be cutting in the next 5 minutes.
First, we need to stabilize him. He's in no shape for surgery. Has he lost a lot of blood?
Yeah, it's all over the truck. No matter how much pressure we applied, it just kept pouring.
Get a catheter in each arm. Run 2 bags lactated ringers full bore. I'll get some morphine and antibiotics. Do you know his blood type?
O positive, just like mine.
Mine too. How about you?
I don't
Can't
know.
chance it. Claire?
I'm AB negative, no good.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to give him morphine? You know your opiate dosages in humans?
Shocky as he is, we've got to do something for pain control. And no, I don't know my human opiate dosages, but that's okay, because right now he's just another big dog.
Apparently a pit bull.
Get the pulse oximeter. Let's check his oxygen saturation level.
Yeah.
All right, here's how it's going to be. Claire's going to get catheters in and start fluids running. You and your henchman here are going to help her. Let's get him into surgery and get him covered with blankets. Come on, quickly.
All right, gonna move your hand.
Easy.
It's all right.
Watch your wound.
It's all right.
All right, easy, easy, easy. Head goes up here.
I got you. All right. It's okay.
Easy. Oh, God. Watch his feet.
Got it.
Once he's set, you're going to start prepping him for surgery. I'm going to pull some morphine,
I'm not gonna leave you. I'm staying with you, all right?
antibiotics. After that, I'm going to draw a unit of blood for myself. And then I'm going to draw 2 units from you.
We're not 2 from you.
Because I get to spend the next several hours standing and doing surgery.
Hours?
Yes, hours. And if I pass out, Claire's on her own. If you pass out, you've got your henchman here to just step in and keep the gun trained on us. He needs 8 to 10 units, but if you're not going to take him to the hospital, this is the best we can do.
All right. Whatever you gotta do. Just remember that if he dies,
We die. Yes, I got that. Thank you.
Oh, he's passed out and his O2 sats dropped to 84.
Don't have an oxygen mask that fits a human. You're going to have to intubate.
Have you ever intubated a human before?
No, but
Can you see the cords?
we've got to intubate him sooner or later for surgery, and no, I can't. I'm getting some spasms. Can you give me lidocaine in a syringe?
Yep.
Let's try this again.
So O2 sats dropped to 83. You better get that tube in fast.
what's going on? You better get that tube in.
Look, we've never done this on a human before, okay? So why don't you just stand back and let us work?
I just can't see it. Let's try it together.
Damn it, I couldn't believe this.
All right, you hold this tongue out of the way, and I'm going to try and get this in. Okay, I think I'm in. Yep, bag in. O2 sats at 84. 88, still rising. Come on, buddy. 93. Good boy.
I'm going to stop bagging. See if he can maintain breathing on his own. All right, here's the morphine and the antibiotics. All right, let's go harvest some blood. He's got his gun. I'm not going to run and leave her alone.
Well, actually, I got one of my own.
Oh, good.
The county sheriff has issued a voluntary curfew beginning at 8 o'clock tonight and extending through the weekend.
Oh, I take it our weekend village shenanigans are postponed?
Yes, my dear, they are. Emergency officials are concerned that they won't even be able to provide the most basic services during the next few days. They weekend. It may look like a winter wonderland out there.
But it's more of a hell on earth.
So, what happened to get your brother shot?
Hunting accident.
Really? Hunting in a snowstorm. What were you hunting?
Polar bears, what else?
Of course.
You almost done here, bet your nurse is ready by now.
Actually, she's not a nurse, she's a veterinarian too.
Oh, even better. 2 docs better than 1.
Let's hope so. How's he doing?
Well, stable. So 2 sats hovering around 94. His pulse is a little stronger, but not great. Considering I've given him 2 liters of fluids, I hung 2 more. I think this is as good as it's gonna get. Look, this is your last chance to do the right thing for your brother, okay? With Carol's 4-wheel drive, you could probably still make it to the hospital if you left right now. He's more stable and he'd likely do well in the hands of an experienced trauma surgeon.
Well, I already got my trauma surgeons.
Look, just drop him off at the front door and drive off. They'd treat him and you 2 could get away.
That's what I said too, Joel. It's still a good idea.
I'm not going to send my brother to jail. Besides, they do have cameras at hospitals and they would see us. And what if we don't even make it there? Then he just dies in the truck. No. He's staying here and you're going to help him. So open him up.
Okay. We're gonna need a surgery pack, extra hemostats, extra sponges, some lap sponges, and some suction. Let's get a water blanket under him to try to keep him warm. I'm gonna lay out an assortment of suture, and we need one of you 2 gentlemen to get it to us as we need it. It's hard to predict what we need till we get in there.
Wait, why can't she get you the stuff you need?
We're both going to have to scrub in. It's going to be up to you 2 to run the anesthesia machine and keep us supplied. We'll show you what to do.
Whoa, wait a minute. I wasn't exactly planning on staying and watching something like this.
Come on, tough guy. You want a full nursing staff, you take him to a hospital. Otherwise, you're it. Let's do this.
Sorry for the interruption, folks. We lost power and Dale had to kick in the generator to get back on the air. It's still extremely cold out there. Why, Northeastern Power reports that there's a lot of outages due to the heavy snow on the trees and the ever-increasing winds. Oh, thank you, honey bunny.
Well, Phoebe, it's official and it's ironic. The Derby Line Winter Carnival has officially been postponed due to winter. Fancy ice sculptures and glitter.
Well, any word on when it'll be rescheduled?
Well, hopefully next weekend, assuming we can recover from this weekend.
Let's hope. The Winter Carnival is a tradition older than I am. And almost as old as you, Dale. I never remember one being postponed before.
We said that, but you know, at your age, your memory is fading. Actually, the last several years, the weekend carnival has been canceled 4 or 5 times, and believe it or not, it was due to lack of winter. You can't have sculptures and springtime conditions. And early spring simply means no winter flame.
And Arctic air means no carnival affair.
So fire up those generators, folks, if you have them, and remember to keep them well ventilated. Carbon monoxide is a deadly killer. Yeah.
Are you ready? Henchman, you're in charge of anesthesia. There's a stool right there. You might want to sit. We're going to tell you what to do, and you may have to bag him, but let's see how he does breathing on his own. All right. Making incision. Ooh, got a lot of blood here. Suction. Joel, I need you to open the valve on that unit of blood so it runs in as fast as it'll go. Yep, and when that runs out, I need you to hang another one. Remember how we showed you?
Yes, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna ease the head of the spleen out and see what's going on, what's causing all this bleeding. Oh, whoa, big problem. The spleen's in at least 2 pieces. It's gonna have to come out.
Yeah, his heart rate's going up too. Henchman, turn the gas up to 1.5. It's that dial right there.
1.5.
Joel, I need you to open that pack of hemostats. Now you've got to open it without touching the instruments. Just unfold it gently and I'll take them from you.
All right.
Yep. Don't touch them. Good job. Thank you. Now do the same with that pack of lap sponges.
Okay.
So 2 sets drop to 89. Okay, Henchman, you're gonna have to start bagging him, okay? I want you to squeeze that ambu bag, and then release it about every 10 seconds for right now.
Hello.
You told him to sit on the stool. Joel, you're up. Did you hear what I told him to do?
Yeah. Like that?
Yeah, you got it. I'm gonna lift out the other part of the spleen. Man, this thing is bleeding like crazy.
Yeah, we need more suction. We got to clamp every splenic vessel we can find quickly because he cannot afford to lose a lot more blood.
Oh,
Oh,
come on. Now what the hell is
Really?
this? Come on.
Everybody relax, relax. Joel, feel your way over to the surgery cart. There are a couple of flashlights in the bottom drawer.
All right.
Okay.
I got him.
Good. Now shine one on the incision. Got it. Good. And keep bagging. All right, more suction, Claire? Damn it.
Yeah.
No power, no suction. All right, put pressure on the spleen where it's bleeding. We cannot do a splenectomy by flashlight. I got to go down to the basement, hook up the generator. I'll switch it from the cat ward to the surgery suite at the circuit box.
All right, hey, but I'm gonna have to come with.
Absolutely not. You stop bagging him, he won't be able to ventilate. You've got to stay here.
Yeah, right. So you can call the police.
Joel, the phone system is electric. The power's out, the phones are out, so I will be back. You got my cell, so don't worry.
Right. Well, you better come right back.
Look, she's not gonna go anywhere. She wouldn't leave me with you two, and the weather conditions are just too severe. Besides, she wouldn't leave your brother. Not now. Not now that we're his only hope. Look, you better go help your henchman, okay? Just lean him against the wall, put his head between his knees, and when he recovers, have him sit on the stool.
I got it.
All right.
I got it.
Look, I know it's not going to come out right, but I really do appreciate what you're doing for my brother.
Yeah, well, if it weren't for your gun, I wouldn't be doing this. The fact is, we're all doing him a great disservice, especially you. By not taking him to the hospital, you could be killing him. I mean, here we are in the dark without the equipment, the experience, or anything that we need, and all you can think about is saving your own skin.
You know, you're a real bitch, you know that?
And don't you forget it.
Where the hell is she?
She's working in the dark like we are.
All right. How is Mike doing?
Oh, hang on a second. Let me slip on my night vision goggles and peer through all this blood with my x-ray vision.
Now, you seem to have forgotten who's holding the gun this little confrontation, smartass.
And you seem to have forgotten who's saving your brother's life, dumbass.
Well, just see that you continue to do that.
All right, good. We're back in business.
Oh,
All right, look, that bag of blood is done. You need to hang the next unit.
well, I gotta keep bagging them, right?
Yeah, well, right now you got to do both, okay? So just give him a good breath, take down that unit, get the next one going, and then get back to bagging. Man, there is a lot of blood here.
Yeah, well, maybe you should do something instead of just standing there.
It's going to take 2 sets of hands. I need Carol to hold up the spleen so that I can tie off the vessels.
Hell, where the hell is she?
Right here. All right, we've got suction back. Let's get that spleen out before he bleeds out.
All right, I've got most of the vessels clamped now. We just have to tie them off.
We're going to continue the broadcast to those of you that still have power or have battery-powered radios.
Did you tell them about the other big news story?
No, I'll let you do the honor.
Oh, the First Northern Bank was robbed by 2 or 3 armed men about 3 hours ago. Unfortunately, gunfire broke out and a security guard was wounded. We have no word on his condition. The police think that one of the assailants may also have been wounded.
We don't know much more at this time, only that the Sheriff's Department has suspended the investigation due to the weather.
All right. Blaine's out. Hold that bucket over here, Joel. Come on, a little closer. All right, we seem to stop the bleeding. Let's see what else the bullet damaged. Start by running the bowel.
Yeah. Look, the bowel will be affected, okay? It always is with a gunshot wound to the belly. Can't go through without hitting something. All right. Okay, there's a nick in the upper small intestine and one about midway down. Oh crap, look at that.
What? What?
We got major damage to the distal jejunum and ileum. We're going to have to resect several inches of the bowel and do an anastomosis.
Damn it, Doc, you're gonna have to see that in English, maybe.
Okay, look, what she's saying is that the bullet, it blew a hole in the lower small intestine, and the damage is too extensive to repair. We can fix the nicks in the upper small intestine, but we're going to have to cut out about 6 inches of the lower small intestine and then suture the 2 ends back together. That's called an anastomosis.
You realize we can't raise any of the blood we collected by suction. Too much bacterial contamination.
Well, we're almost already out of what you took from you and me. Is that gonna be enough?
No.
Well, hey, you can take another pint from me. I don't feel weak or nothing.
Maybe later. I can't exactly stop right now and draw a unit of blood. After surgery, I'll get another unit from myself.
Which one of you belong to that ringtone?
It's mine.
What's your last name?
Lynch.
Hello, Dr. Lynch's phone. Who may I say is calling? Oh, hey, Mr. Lynch. Yeah, hey. Oh, well, you see, your wife is doing a surgery on my dog right now. Yeah, he's got a broken leg, hit by a car. Well, it's broken in 2 places, so it's going to be a while. Yeah, but no worries. How are you doing? You doing all right? You got power? Oh yeah. Oh, you're down in Florida. Hey. Well, yeah, I bet all the flights are grounded. Yeah. All right. Well, you want me to tell her to call you back when she gets a chance? All right. Well, no problem, Mr. Lynch. Don't you worry. We're all doing fine down here. Yeah. Have a good one, Mr. Lynch. Goodbye. Hey. Because you don't have to worry about your old man missing you back home. By the way, he says that the conference went well, and that he misses you. So you flew a veterinarian too?
He's an attorney, if that's any of your business.
You know, you handled that really well. Maybe you should be a receptionist instead of a criminal. You seem better suited for it.
Hi, this is Joel Kilburn speaking. How may I help you? You know, she's right. You've got a very soothing phone voice. You could be an excellent receptionist.
Yeah, well, could. Just when we needed a couple of comedians. And now they know both my first and last name. So good job, dumbass.
Like they're not going to figure out who we are anyway? We left your idiot brother's car at the scene. That's going to be an easy trace.
Well, we'll deal with that when we get to it, all right?
Joel, I need you to go through the instruments and find the Doyen intestinal clamps. Show them to me and I'll tell you if they're the right ones or not. We also need more lap sponges. That's it. Now open them without touching them again. Good job, thank you.
Okay.
All right, what do you think? About right here and here?
Yep, that looks about right.
Yeah, I got your,
Oh,
Oh.
All right, well, I'm gonna make a transverse cut above the clamps. That look good to you?
Looks good to me. Joel, would you move that light and angle it so it shines in this direction more? Yep, just a little bit. Good, 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 good. That unit of blood is almost gone. Can you take it down and open up the line on that bag of fluids?
Okay.
Okay, once you get the Doyen set, let me know and then I'll start cutting.
So, if you take out that intestine, is it gonna make it hard for him to like digest food?
He can spare it. Besides, there's not enough left of the intestine to repair. Removal's the only option. All right, Carol, I'm cutting now.
just what a chicken shit like him needs, less guts.
Yeah, well, why don't you shut up, henchman?
You know, I kind of like henchman. I've always wanted a nickname, and you know, me being your henchman, that means that this is all your stupid plan and your stupid fiasco.
Well, it was a great plan, and you turned it into a fiasco.
Joel, I need the bucket. All right, hold the clamps. The two ends of the intestine meet, and I'll start suturing. You holding up okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right. It's going to take a while to suture this together. Why don't you tell us about your fiasco? I mean, do you want us to still believe it was a hunting accident?
Well, you know, we could tell you, but then...
You'd have to kill us. Yep, we got that message. Seriously, you don't think we're going to find out what happened today? I mean, this is small town America. We don't get gunfire here very often. Your little incident is probably going to stick out a bit.
You know, Joel, she's right. And since you can identify us, I think we are going to have to eliminate you.
Well, Claire, I guess we're done here. We're going to die anyway.
What? Hey, no. Get back in there. No one's getting shot. That is, unless he dies. God's sakes. I think there's been plenty of violence for one day, don't you think?
Sounds like your brother may not have been the only casualty. So what really happened?
Oh, well, I'll tell you, darling. We've had this plan. We've been talking about it for years.
Henchman, I don't think they really need to hear all this.
Well, excuse me, you're the one that thinks it's the perfect plan, so why don't we just share it with our two witnesses here?
All right, fine. Go ahead. Tell them everything. What do I care? Maybe you're proud of how today went, but I got nothing I'm proud of.
You know, you're gonna have to excuse him. He could just be a little tentative. Anyway, so, yeah, we've had this plan for what, Joel, 10, 15 years we've been working on it now? Something like that. It started innocently enough. I was just making this comment about the snowstorms that blow in here from the southwest. You know, the ones that the weather dudes call a na-ista. So anyway, you know, these storms, when they come in, they butt up against the mountain range and park themselves right over us and then dump a ton of snow before finally, you know, creeping over the ridge and into Canada, right? So that's all I said. And Joel here, my dear, sweet compadre, my old friend, innocent friend, comes up with this fascinating idea about robbing a bank and getting away under the cover of one of these snowstorms.
So you guys robbed a bank?
Don't get ahead of me. So, over the years, we added details. We need a 4x4, of course. And Friday'd be best because that's when the bank's all full of money in anticipation of cashing people's paychecks.
I don't think the banks actually have extra money on Fridays, but...
Shut up! This is my story. So as the years went on, we added more details. Ski masks, that'd be a natural disguise, considering the weather. And we need guns for persuasion, right? And then we came up with the snowmobile idea. Actually, that was my idea. Thank you very much. See, we couldn't risk going across the border in our truck, right? I mean, what if somebody saw us? They'd be waiting for us at the border. Well, Joel and I, we've been up and down that ridge 1,000 times on our snowmobiles. I mean, we could navigate those trails in the dark with our eyes closed or in whiteout conditions. When we saw all of the particulars just adding up just right, I mean, we just knew what we had to do.
That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
Well, what's so dumb about it?
Well, first of all, you can't navigate trails in whiteout conditions, regardless of how well you think you know the trail.
Yeah, but what you gotta understand, darling, is that we were supposed to be across the border before the whiteout conditions started. If it wasn't for this little fiasco, we'd have been there by now.
Yeah, well, don't forget that you are the cause of this little fiasco.
Yeah, that's your version. Yeah.
So what, you were just gonna disappear with all the money? I mean, where do the newly wealthy go with their booty? Rio? Isn't that the cliche? Look, they'd find you in Canada, and they're not afraid to extradite from there.
I like this girl.
Ugh.
And see, you're thinking just like us. That's right. We weren't planning on going anywhere. I mean, if we just disappear, it'd be a little bit suspicious, right? I mean, we got a place to hide the money, and we were just going to spend it in small amounts right here in our own hometown. Of course, that part of the plan's kind of messed up now that you two locals are in on the deal. Joel, what exactly is your plan for dealing with these two witnesses, once they get done fixing your brother's plumbing?
Yeah, Joel, what's the long-term plan here?
I don't know, but I'm gonna think of something. Just that there will be no more violence unless he dies. So keep going.
Now what? Wait. That's the second time you said that, unless he dies. So what you're telling me is his being alive is not only keeping me here and keeping me from escaping on my snowmobile, but it's also keeping us from eliminating our witnesses? Well, I know what I gotta do. We gotta say goodbye to the old ball and chain.
What?
I don't think you want to do that.
I think I do.
Take that gun off of him.
You know, there is no other way out of this.
Well, like they don't already know it's us. His car's still outside that bank. There are people out there. They saw us.
Okay.
Just another added benefit of your screw up.
So what's your solution then?
I told you I'm gonna think of something.
Another one of your famous plans.
I'm not playing with you.
You know there is no other way out of this, Joel. He's been holding you back for years.
He's been taking care of me for years. And how many times he bailed you out of trouble? So I'm not going to tell you again to take that gun off of him.
What? You think you're going to shoot me, Joel? You think you got the guts to do that? If I count to 3, you got the guts to shoot me at 2?
Without a second thought.
1? What the hell is that?
What's that?
Oh, 2 sets dropped to 88.
If somebody doesn't start bagging him, you're not gonna need the
Well,
gun.
you know what? I'll be damned if I am helping
Well,
with you.
get out of here then.
You know, you do what you gotta do. I am out of here.
Yeah, well, good riddance.
Good, he's back up to 93. work, Joel.
Yeah, whatever. Keep going.
So, you're just gonna let him go with all the money?
I'll catch up. I know where he's going. Besides, as he said, I'm his old buddy and compadre. I'm all he's got.
So, how much did you get?
What?
How much did you get?
You know, I really don't want to talk about this right now. Do you mind how much longer is this going to take?
Well, we're about halfway done, maybe another 15 minutes. Why don't you tell us how much you got? We need to, kill some time.
I don't know. I mean, a lot. I guess we didn't really have time to stop and count. But while the henchman was distracting the guards and the people in the bank, I went around and cleaned out the teller's drawers. So we got 50s, 20s, 100s. Then both of us went and cleaned out the vault. Because we did it ourselves, no die packs, no tricks, no nothing. It was the perfect plan.
So what went wrong?
Look, I just really don't want to talk about all that right now, okay? So can you keep selling?
Sorry, just trying to make conversation.
All right, this side is done. Let's flip the clamps and I'll hold them because you got a better angle on the other side. Okay, Joel, you don't want to talk about your day. What about your life?
And what do you mean?
I mean, you just don't seem like a career criminal. I mean, do you have a day job?
Yeah, I'm the town mayor.
Well, then you would be a career criminal.
Now really, come on, what do you do?
Construction main. A lot of Freeman houses here and there. Good bit of concrete work when the weather's right, but I mean, this time of year gets pretty slim. Me and Mike both worked at the plant before it closed. So did our uncles. One of them was close enough to retirement. He just went ahead, but the other bagging groceries now.
Yeah, that plant closure hurt a lot of people around here. I mean, you take 1,000 jobs out of a county with a population of 19,000, and it's going to take years for the economy to recover. We've all felt it.
Yeah, well, some of us have felt it more than others.
No argument here. Hey, are you doing okay?
Yeah, my feet hurt and I could use a bathroom break, but other than that, I'm good.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you want that bathroom break?
9.
Go. I can finish up, yeah, and when you get back, you'll help me close.
All right.
All right.
Hey, I'm coming with you.
Are you serious?
Joel, what really happened out there? I mean, you just don't seem like the kind of guy who would rob a bank or hunt polar bears.
Yeah, well, you're wrong. I definitely hunt polar bears.
But you're not a bank robber.
Well, I guess I am now. Look, it wasn't just about the money. I mean, really did need the money, but this whole plan, it just kind of like snowballed. No pun intended, but we've been planning this thing for so long, just like you said. All the particulars started falling into place, and as corny as it sounds, it really was like it was our destiny.
But the plan didn't work.
Actually, it did. Everything went exactly as we thought it would. The only problem was there were some things that we didn't anticipate at all.
In the Army, they have a saying that no plan survives reality.
You were in the Army?
I was. Captain Carol Lynch at your service. Army Veterinary Corps, 4 years. And that was my favorite saying.
Well, it's a good one. Wish I heard it before today.
So what were the things you didn't anticipate, the snags?
Well, there was two. And the first one was the henchman's fault.
Joel, you know you can use his real name. We're gonna hear it sooner or later.
It's part of the plan to remain anonymous, and I'm still sticking to the plan. That's all I got at this point. But it was the henchman's job to disarm the guard. We knew there'd be one. There always is on Fridays. And he did so, successfully. And then he put the guard's gun down on the counter and came with me to go clean up the vault, and he forgot to pick it back up. So then we get the money and are walking out of the bank, and the guard follows us and picks the gun up.
So he shot Mike.
And then the henchman returned fire.
Did he hit him?
I don't think I should say anything else.
Guess that means he did. Joel, is he alive?
I don't know. Look, I never thought anyone would actually get hurt.
Come on, Joel. You both had guns. You had to know the potential was there.
No, I didn't. I had no idea. I knew that I wouldn't shoot anyone. I thought Gary wouldn't either.
You mean the henchman?
Well, I tried.
Well, Joel, I'm tickled to know that you wouldn't shoot anybody, but I gotta tell you, I'm not so sure about your buddy there.
Yeah, well, before today I would have disagreed with you, but no, I'm not so sure.
So if Mike was the getaway driver, what was he doing outside the truck?
Whoever said that Mike is a getaway driver?
He wasn't? What was his role in this?
That's the second snag. Mike isn't involved in this at all. He just showed up.
Oh my God, Joel. He's completely innocent? You said you didn't want to take him to the hospital because you didn't want him to go to jail, and he's completely innocent.
Well, you know that's not how it looks. I mean, he was with us. He was outside the bank. He got shot. I mean, people from our side of the tracks, they don't get second chances. We were talking about disappearing. If he had died and been left here to be stuck with that legacy, I'd never be able to forgive myself. And now if he dies because of us, I won't be able to forgive myself, so
Yeah. I just assumed that
you assumed what everybody is going to assume.
What did I miss?
Nothing much. Just placing the last suture now.
Oh, henchman,
Hey,
you're
darling.
back.
You're lucky, babe.
Must have been pretty bad out there if you came back.
Oh, man, you wouldn't believe it if I told you. First of all, I got out there, I barely could find the truck. It was so covered, it took me like 10 minutes just to dig into it. I finally got in, and then the wind kicked up. Turned on the lights, and it's pretty obvious we're not going to be going anywhere. So I packed back up and headed back here. And man, I mean, I barely found my way back, and we're only like 50 feet from the truck.
Well, it looks like we're about ready to flush the abdomen. Right? All right, Joel, I want you to get the saline that's up there, that bottle, and you're going to pour it over the sutures to remove any debris.
Henchman, fill up the bagging again.
Oh, sure, why not?
All you.
All right, Joel,
Okay.
you're going to pour that very carefully over the intestines that I'm holding between my hands. Be careful not to touch any part of the surgical field. Good, perfect.
Okay.
All right, let's run the gut again and close up those nicks we found earlier.
Does anybody know what time it is?
About 9:30.
Oh, well, we've been in surgery for about 2.5 hours. We need to get this done and get him off the table fast.
I agree. Joel, we need more suture. Henchman, turn the anesthesia down to 1. We don't want him to go too deep.
1.
1.
Okay. Here's your suture.
So I Listen to the radio while I was out there. Want to hear about our wonderful forecast?
Well, hey, this day just keeps getting better, so why not?
Oh, let's see. They're thinking it's going to keep snowing like 2 to 4 inches an hour for the rest of the night. By tomorrow morning, we're expected like 2 to 3 feet of snow on the ground. Wind chill, it's going to be like minus 30, wind blowing like 50 miles per hour.
But other than that, the weather's good, right?
Guess we shouldn't expect the power on anytime soon.
No, I'd say that was accurate. Lines are down all over. It's gonna be days before they get those back up. And hey, Joel, good news, nobody's looking for us right now.
Well, hey, thanks to small favors. You say anything about the robbery on the news, though?
Oh yeah, we made the headlines all right. Seems one of the perps left his car behind. Yeah, they're working on tracing whose it is now.
Well, great. That's just great.
All right, here's the first nick. I think 3 sutures should close it. I will hold it if you will do the honors.
I brought the money in when I was out in the truck. It just seemed weird leaving it out there. Kind of lonely.
Well, why'd you do that? I mean, it's not like anyone's going to take it out there.
No, I know. I left it in reception. I figured, we're going to have the time and might get around to counting it.
Does that mean we get a cut?
Oh, that would be a big no, darling.
Wait till you see our bill.
Yeah. Surgery on people pays a lot better than veterinary surgery.
Wait, it's a good thing we talked about that old 38 caliber discount we discussed.
Oh yeah, I forgot. All right, here's the other laceration, Carol.
I'm on it.
So, how much longer do you think this is going to be?
Well, once we finish with this little nick, we will take a look around. If everything looks okay, we can flush the abdomen and start closing.
So, you think he's going to be okay?
Well, it's a little early for guarantees, but where there's life, there's hope.
Sorry.
How much more do you got to do then?
Well, it's hard to say because we haven't even finished exploring the belly.
Well, I thought you just said that you're almost done.
We are almost done repairing the damage to the intestine. Before that, we had to handle the spleen. We had to do both of those things before we looked elsewhere. Now we get to check out the urinary tract, the stomach, the liver, the great vessels.
Well, how much longer is that going to take? Or
Well, it depends. If we don't find anything serious, then just a few more minutes. But we could find something else. All right, Carol, that was the last suture.
Okay. Gonna remove the lap sponges and start with urinary tract. Right kidney looks good. No evidence of leakage around the ureter. Bladder looks fine. Left kidney looks great. Let's look at the cranial abdomen.
whoa, what's that?
The upper part of the belly.
I'm going to reflect the stomach away from the liver. Liver looks great. I think we're ready to close. Go into some of that suture right there. Yeah, good.
Whoa, what's that?
His O2 sats dropped to 84. He doesn't have enough red blood cells to oxygenate himself. Pinchman turned the anesthesia down to 0.5%.
Half.
Asystole. Damn, Carol, I'm going to scrub out. You are on your own. I'm going to get the crash kit.
Yep, go. Henchman, turn the anesthesia all the way off.
Will he wake up then?
Yeah, well, we hope he wakes up. Do either of you know CPR?
No.
No? Okay, well then I'm beginning compressions.
Oh, do you want me to keep pushing
Yes,
this?
Pinchman, keep bagging.
Oh.
Joel, it's going to be up to you and me, okay?
Yeah.
Right now, I want you to look in that box. I want you to get the epinephrine. It's the brown glass bottle right there on the top. Yep, that's it. Carol, what do you think? Just let it go. How much should should we give him?
He's a big dog, so give him 1 cc IV.
Okay, look, I want you to get 1 drop, 1 cc into one of those syringes right
Okay,
there.
how much is 1 cc? Well, what syringe should I use?
Joel, your brother needs you. You need to focus.
Yeah, I know. How much is 1 cc? What do I do?
Joel, bag your brother. Henchman, take the bottle from Joel, draw 1 cc of epinephrine, inject it into that IV port right there.
One.
I know you can do this.
All right, okay.
Keep bagging, Joel.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Still asystole, resuming compressions. All right, Henchman, give him 2 cc's.
All right, I'm ready to close the skin.
All right, you staples, it'll be faster.
Okay.
Go. Holding compressions. Still asystole, damn it, come on, Mike, come on. Carol, what now?
Try the epi again. Go to 3 cc's, Henchman. Go.
Hey, why don't you have those shock paddle things?
Because we don't have a defibrillator here.
Why not?
Because we're in an animal hospital, not an emergency room.
Damn it!
Go.
Okay.
Still nothing. Resuming compressions. What now, Carol? Atropine, bicarb, calcium?
I don't know, but do something.
Stay with me, Mike. Don't you leave me, big brother. Don't you let him die!
Midnight approaches. I sincerely doubt anybody is listening to me. Even Phoebe's not listening to me. Northeastern Power reports the main line in the town is down, and pretty much everybody is without electricity. Those of you that have battery-powered radios undoubtedly have turned them off, and you want to save batteries, and you're under every blanket you own, trying to stay warm. That's what the missus and I are about to do. We're going to use the generator to power an electric heater and snuggle down with every cat we have in the house. So now we're going to sign off for the night. So be safe, everyone, and we'll talk to you in the morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Antarctica for the snow scene. The good news is it's not snowing anymore.
Well, you couldn't tell by looking. It seems the wind can't quite decide where it wants the snow to be. Why, there's a drift completely blocking our studio window. It's still extremely cold out there. The current temperature is 7 degrees below zero. And I don't even know how to calculate the wind chill.
This is the hard part, people. It's going to be a few days before we even get the most basic services back, and much less power. Be patient. Don't dare to venture outside.
Oh, unless you're a polar bear, that is.
I can't believe how hungry I was. Guess I haven't eaten since yesterday morning. Joel, you better eat something.
Not hungry.
All right, well, there's another sandwich if you change your mind.
Should have one of these, Joel. Dr. Claire here makes a mean ham sandwich.
I said I'm not hungry.
I wouldn't go disrespecting her sandwiches, man. Did you see that thump she laid on old Mike's chest? She's like, bam! Woo! I mean, that is one tough lady. I knew when I first saw her, she was a heart stopper. Had no idea she was a heart starter.
I think that third dose of epinephrine had as much to do with his heart starting as I did.
And who gave that to him? That's right, it was me. Well, we make a good team, darling, man. They should do a TV show about us.
Before we all start celebrating, let's all remember how far Mike has to go. He's not out of the woods yet. Not sure he's found the trail.
So what's next?
We wait, we watch, we react, Leave that breathing tube in as long as he doesn't start swallowing. Keep giving him pain meds, antibiotics. Finish giving him that second unit of my blood. We pray.
He's white as a ghost. Should we do a CBC and see how anemic he is?
We know he's very anemic, and there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, knowing how anemic he is isn't going to change how we treat him. So all we can do is keep the fluids running, do our best to keep him warm, and Mike and his red blood cells have to do the rest.
So, doesn't he need like some kind of nutrition? I mean, if he's so like anemic and low on red blood cells and stuff, doesn't he like need some sort of nutrients to keep that going? Or
That's actually
like, can we put a tube in his stomach and pour some food in there?
That's a really good question, Joel, but you're right. He does need nutrition, but we just finished sewing his gut back together. We need to give it time so it can develop a good seal before we put anything in there.
Well, can we give him like a food IV?
We don't have anything like that here.
Yeah, I get it. It's a vet clinic, not an ER.
They tried to tell you, buddy. We should have dumped him and gotten the hell out of here when we had the chance.
Look, could you shut up?
No, I'm
I
tired
mean,
of telling you
I
shut
said
up all the
both
time.
of you need to settle down. We are all extremely tired. We've been up for over 24 hours, and for half of that, we've been under tremendous stress. We need to start getting some sleep. 4-hour shifts. Joel and I will sit up with him first. Henchman, you and Claire, so sorry. You'll try to get some sleep.
Did you hear that, darling? We get to sleep together.
That's as close as you're ever gonna get. Oh my God! Wendy! Mrs. Prentice's cat! She
Hey.
must be freezing!
You gotta stay in here.
Joel, do you honestly think she's going to leave that cat in that cold ward unattended?
Well, gee, I guess not.
That's not.
Hey, so if he does start swallowing and we have to take this tube out, how are we gonna keep him, oxygenated and all that?
That's the really bad news. We've been running oxygen now for about 14 hours, and that's more than we normally use in a week. That tank is going to give out probably in the next hour or so, and that's the spare tank. Truck comes on Wednesday, Joel.
So what happens after that?
Well, all we can hope for is that he will make it on his own with room air instead of 100% oxygen.
Is he gonna be ready for that?
I don't know. But we should probably start weaning him down now, so when it's gone, he won't have to adjust as much. There's a green knob, just turn it clockwise a quarter turn. Yep, just a quarter.
I don't think she got too cold, poor little thing. Ugh. We left her fluids running all night. We're lucky we didn't overhydrate her. But at least we know her bladder surgery worked. She's been peeing like a racehorse.
That's good to know. Oh, thanks for sharing. I'm going over here.
I'm gonna get her pain meds and her antibiotics. I am so glad that Mrs. Prentice wasn't here to see that we left her little cat alone all night. If she knew... Carol, Mrs. Prentice.
What about Mrs. Prentice?
No, I don't mean Mrs. Prentice personally, but she made me think of Prentice Pharmaceuticals.
Okay.
Come on, Carol, what does Prentice Pharmaceuticals make?
They make synthetic hemoglobin, and we have some.
We have 2 units.
But is it in date?
Do we care?
Question isn't do we care, it's do we dare. I mean, has it even been approved for use in humans? You think it's safe to try it?
I think it probably is safe. Maybe, possibly, it could be somewhat helpful. Synthetic hemoglobin is synthetic hemoglobin. I mean, it's not species specific. We use the same stuff on cats and dogs.
I think we got nothing to lose and everything to gain. It could be a lifesaver, Mike's life and ours. Let's let Joel decide.
What do you think, Joel?
I think I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, listen carefully. We have this medication called Oxyheme. It's a synthetic blood like substitute, okay? So in theory, it can deliver oxygen through the bloodstream.
Okay, so what are we waiting for then?
Well, it's complicated. First of all, the stuff we have is a veterinary product. Prentice got it approved for dog use several years ago, but only recently got cat approval.
So what's the problem?
I have no idea the status of approval for humans, if they've done safety or efficacy studies.
So we don't know if it's safe or effective, but like what are his chances without it?
I just can't even begin to guess.
No, sure you can. I mean, you work on animals, not humans, and I get that. But you've seen plenty of animals that have come in his condition. So you have some sort of idea of how this stuff could help him. So what are his chances without this synthetic stuff?
Less than 10%.
And with it?
More than 10%. I honestly don't know.
Do it.
You sure?
I'm sure.
No guts, no glory, hey Joel? Well, time the good doctor's here to pull an old rabbit out of the hat, huh? Jeez. Well, we need to call in the experimental medicine, right? Get a witch doctor in here. Oh, you can watch him jump up and dance and the crowd goes wild. Woo!
Yeah. Well, I remember someone saying, where there's life, there's hope.
Yeah, well, from where I'm standing, I don't see much life, so I don't think there's much hope. Man, I mean, I've seen... Phew! God, you know, what are you gonna do when, that is if, your brother dies, Joel? You still planning on blowing these two away? I mean, we gotta keep the pressure on to get their best results, right? I mean, hey, I have seen chiropractors who are better surgeons than these two glorified poodle groomers.
He's up there, henchman.
I'm just trying to lighten up the situation, you know? Get rid of some of the stress we're all under.
Yeah, thanks. We'll let you know if you're ever funny.
Oh.
Hey, Claire, why don't you go get the oxyheme and I will get morphine and some antibiotics.
Okay, I'm on it.
Joel, that blood is out. Can you take it down so she can hang the hemoglobin? Yeah,
Okay.
you can do it. You can do it.
Oh, what can I do to help too? Oh, please. Oh, I got it. I'm gonna do a naked Aboriginal healing dance.
Please spare us.
Oh my God. How about you take over bagging from Joel so he doesn't have to do that?
I thought you wanted Mr. Fabulous and me to get some sleep.
Right. Joel, keep bagging. I will handle the hemoglobin. Two of you go get some sleep. In about 4 hours, you can relieve us.
Whatever blows your skirt up. Oh, good. Excuse me.
Ugh.
I'm gonna be out in reception.
Why don't you stay in here where it's warmer?
I can't sleep with all that light.
How's it going out there? Anybody listening? Every now and then I gotta ask.
No significant change in the weather. Ooh, it's eerily quiet here in the studio. The phone's not ringing, no requests, nothing. We got one phone call about an hour ago from the sheriff's office. They gave us the standard update on the conditions outside. Very little change, really. Still nasty out there. Right?
You know, I did get a report, an update on that bank robbery we talked about earlier. It seems the car that was left behind by one of the perpetrators belongs to Michael Kilburn. One of the other two robbers is suspected to be his brother Joel. The identity of the third assailant is unknown, but Joel Kilburn has been known to be frequently associated with Gary Tyndall. Yes, the son of that Gary Tyndall. Mr. Tyndall III has numerous arrests for petty crimes and drug offenses.
Oh,
A little advice from your local radio personalities, gentlemen. If you're going to commit a felony, don't leave your car at the crime scene. What's the matter with us?
Till that oxygen's gone, turn off that black knob, turn it all the way off, and I'll unhook him. Right, don't bag him for a second. Let's see if he'll breathe on his own. Hope he's ready for room air.
So you think we should take the tube out then?
Not yet. As long as he tolerates it, at least we know he has an open passageway. And we can bag him if he won't breathe on his own.
Is that a breath?
That was a breath. There's another. And the next. Good. O2 sat is at 88.
That's pretty good. I mean, he's been a lot lower.
Yeah, we like to see at least 93, but we'll take what we can get. I think the oxyheme is probably helping some. Notice you're not holding your gun on me anymore.
Yeah, well, I haven't been for a while. We saw you were gonna go anywhere, right?
Nope.
And I know you're doing your best for Mike.
Claire is too.
I know.
He's still got a really steep hill to climb.
I know that too. Thanks, it's 82 now. That's not very good, is it?
It's not.
Well, why isn't that alarm going off?
I turned the volume on that alarm all the way down because it was just going to keep going off again and again. And we are stressed out enough without listening to that.
He's gonna die, isn't he?
Probably.
He always took care of me. You know, he should be here doing what you guys are doing. He always liked animals. And he used to talk about being a veterinarian, you know?
So why didn't he?
Well, you know how most parents are like parental? Well, our old man, he wasn't really one that wanted better for his kids than he got. He thought that if a job at the plant was good enough for him, it was good enough for his kids.
What about your mother?
But you don't want to hear about all that.
I got nothing else to do. And if you stop talking, I might just fall asleep.
Oh, our mother, she coped with her stress by taking 20-year-long pharmacological vacation. You know, I'll give her credit. I mean, she really was a very functional addict. A lot of the time, you really couldn't tell. Now, the old man was a lot more obvious when he was impaired.
So they were both drug addicts?
Well, the monkey on the old man's back was beer. And, you know, when he started drinking and started hitting people, usually it was Mom, Mike when he got old enough to challenge him. Rarely me. I remember this one night when he'd just come home, and of course he and Mom get into it right away, just really bad, just screaming at each other how dirty the house is, how cold the food is, how dark it is. I mean, who knows, you know? And then Mom just goes off into her room. Mike had just gotten home, and he just applied to take the SAT, you know, the test you gotta take to get into college. And you know, he thought for some reason that the old man was gonna give a crap, you know. And he just went off on him. He's just yelling at Mike about being an elitist egghead, that he's spending too much time in the classroom, should spend more time working. The Kilburn men are working stock. And then Mike just kind of goes right back at him. I guess he wasn't expecting it. He just kind of sold up, didn't say anything. sat in his chair, pouted like a little kid. Then he just took it all out on me. And you know, I was like 13 or 14, and I was just scared to death of him. And he's saying that I was looking at him weird, and that I didn't have enough respect for him, that he's willing to beat it into me. And you know, by that time, Mike was feeling pretty bold. So he stood up, and he said that he would have to kill him to get through to me. Yeah, and he almost did that. He beat him within an inch of his life. Then the old man just ran off in the woods, put a pistol in his mouth. And you know, I think he finally come to hate himself as much as we all have come to hate him.
I'm so sorry. Did your life get any easier once he was gone?
No. No, not really. Especially not for Mike. He had to get a job after school in order to help support Mom and me. It's a lot of responsibility for a 17-year-old.
Your mom didn't work at all?
Well, I mean, she had a part-time job. Of course, she spent everything she earned on booze and drugs. You know, I think that she really did try after her dad died. But then she just ended up spinning out of control the next summer. Taking home strange men, partying all night, cops called over and over again for noise complaints. And then she'd have to sleep all day long. And then the social services came more than once. But Mike always convinced them that he was more capable of taking care of me whether she was or not.
What happened to her? She's still around?
No, she's dead. Mike tried to get me ready. He said people with addictions like hers, they always either end up dead or in jail. And it still hit me hard.
She overdosed?
No, not exactly. I mean, some cops were pulling her over one night for driving erratically. So she, led him on a 20-mile police chase. Finally ended up, she wrapped her car around a sugar maple up on State Street.
I remember that wreck. It was like 10 years ago?
9 last May. You know, Mike just turned 18, recently graduated high school, had to get a job at the plant right away. He applied for parental guardianship over me. And you know, I was 15, maybe in high school, and I didn't make it easy on him. I wasn't nearly as good at school as he was. And I mean, I got in a lot of fights. You know, I remember one day when he was taking me home, and he was saying that it was up to us to break the cycle of violence that our parents started. Someday we had the potential to have families that we enjoy rather than that we just torture. And, you know, I really didn't get another fight after that. I was really an upstanding citizen up until today, or I guess yesterday at this point. Yeah, but I guess, doesn't really look like either one of us could have much of that happy family anymore.
What about the henchman? What's his deal?
Well, I guess he took a different path to start on. Me and Gary have been friends since 4th grade when his father bought Can-Am paper.
Gary is Gary Tyndall Jr.?
Gary Tyndall III, actually.
So, why would he need to rob a bank?
Well, I told you, it wasn't just about the money. It was about the plan. It was about the bank.
What do you mean it was about the bank?
Well, that bank took our house. You know, we couldn't really say that Mom and Dad were the best money managers. And I mean, when they got married, the old man, his parents, my grandparents died pretty young, so he got a pretty sizable nest egg, the house, the car. He owned all that outright when they got married. And it should have been enough for them to live comfortably on forever, especially since they're both working, you know? Of course, being who they are, ran through it like shit through a goose. I mean, then they turned to credit cards to fund their way of life. And then when those started going south, our friends up at the bank would call with an offer to consolidate our debt. I mean, that works great when you change your spending habits. But of course they don't. So then they ended up getting a home equity loan. And then another. And then by the time Dad had died, we had to sell the house to pay off the debt. And we ended up moving into this rat trap apartment that Mike still lives in today. And I mean, the bank system is just, it was predatory. You know, it preys on the poor, the sick, the impaired, the stupid. And I just didn't have a problem stealing from those bastards anymore.
So for Gary, it was about the plan.
Now for him, it was about the money. I mean, Gary's father cut him off way back. Gary's had a bit of a drug problem in the past. In and out of rehab, a couple stints in the slammer. His whole family got called into family counseling. They gave him the enabling speech. They cut him off. Gary's not really one to stoop to manual labor to earn a buck, so I mean, this was his big chance.
Yep, that explains a lot. Now I know why Mike didn't want you hanging around him so much. And now I see why he was so quick with that syringe when we needed it.
Yeah. Well, he's clean now. He's been sober for a while.
I wouldn't be so sure, Joel. I mean, you've got to admit he's been acting rather erratically. I mean, maybe there's a reason he left that gun behind.
No. No, he's just being careless, that's all.
Were you serious when you said Mike wanted to be a vet? I mean, did you two have pets?
No pets. It's a bit too dysfunctional of a family to bring some innocent animal into, don't you think? But, I mean, our neighbor ran this dog kennel. And yeah, he used to love go over there, hang out with the animals, help out. It's really an escape for him.
Yeah. Animals can be good for your soul. Mike should try to go to vet school. I mean, if he's got the intellect and the drive, it's not too late.
You want me to have to rob another bank?
No. There are scholarships, loans, everybody does that. I mean, it's a long 8-year slog, but he's still young.
God, 8 years. I thought it was 4.
Well, vet school is 4, but he's got to finish college first.
First, he's got to live.
Yes, I believe that being alive is a prerequisite for vet school. Sorry.
Oh, God. Ugh.
I mean, you know.
Those doctor
Is
jokes
there
are rough.
Harold? You're laughing? Please don't tell me you've gone all Stockholm Syndrome on me with this loser, have you?
Well, hey, Miss Congeniality's away.
Hey, that's Dr. Congeniality to you?
Easy there, Dr. Claire. I mean,
Oh,
your colleague said something I found funny.
Oh, did she tell you the one about the 2 vets who were forced to do surgery at gunpoint? You see, the punchline is that the patient is a member of the one species we're not allowed to work on.
God, killjoy.
Felon.
You know, I guess I deserved that, but
yeah, you
still.
did. Come on, Joel. It's our turn to sleep. He's not doing great, but his oxygen's varying between 82, 84.
That's it?
That's it.
He's on room air. When
Yeah.
did the oxygen run out?
I don't know, about an hour ago, I guess. He's due for meds in about 4 hours, so just wake us up and I'll take over.
Right, Chief?
No,
I guess there's not much to do but watch.
that's about it. Well, now, Wendy, who's also due for meds in about 4 hours, she's doing great. She ate really well for me a couple of hours ago, and she used the litter box, so there's no problem urinating.
Well, at least there's some good news.
I'll go wake up the henchman.
Oh, boy.
Well, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday, for you folks who can't tell. Oh, time sure passes slowly when you're in total misery. Today's weather report is brought to you by Old Man Winter and Mother Nature. They want all of us to know they're not particularly impressed with our stewardship of the earth. Last night was a little reminder of who's really in charge.
I got some good news regarding the guard that was shot in that bank robbery. His condition has been upgraded from critical to serious, and the docs at our local community hospital think he's going to make it. Apparently he took a round in the belly. He lost a lot of blood, but thanks to the surgical team and the generosity of those who donated to the Red Cross, they think he's going to make it.
Oh, we should all be thankful for the job they do over there. Why, it's amazing what they can do, especially for a small town hospital. Why, the equipment, the trauma team, the doctors and nurses are as good as you'll find in a big city. Isn't that true? Now,
Will you quit pacing? You're driving me crazy.
Well, that'd be a short drive. I'm bored, darling. What do you want to do? Come on.
I don't want to do anything with you. I'm monitoring Mike.
Come on, Rainbow. You're not still mad at me, are you? Why don't we kiss and make up?
I'd rather shave my head with a cheese grater and dip it in alcohol.
That could be fun, but alas, no cheese grater. What else you want to do?
Oh, we could both just sit here and shut up. I'd really enjoy that.
Boring, no. Come on now. We can do better than that. We gotta think of something. I got it. So you from around here originally?
What do you care?
Well, darling, if we're gonna be a couple, I mean, we should know something about each other, right?
Oh, I can assure you, we will never be a couple. I have had enough of guys like you.
You've had enough of handsome hunks with gorgeous good looks and great senses of humor.
I've had enough of junkies.
What was that, darling?
Oh, I've had enough of junkies.
Uh-huh. Did Joel tell you I was a junkie? Or?
No, Joel didn't tell me. You didn't have to. I can tell just by looking. You were high when you robbed the bank, you were high when you came back from the truck, and you're high now.
I think not.
Oh, well, I think so. I can tell when somebody's high, when somebody's coming down. I've had far too much experience.
Well, you're an addict?
No, I'm not an addict.
Okay, well then, how did you develop your junkie radar?
Through the school of hard knocks. Haven't always been able to tell. But I know now. I know exactly what to look for, and you are a classic case.
See? This is great. You're opening up to me.
Well, why don't you open up to me, boyfriend? Why don't you tell me your sad story, huh? Why don't you tell me how mommy and daddy never bought you that pony, or, hugged you when you scraped your knee, or read you that bedtime story? Tell me how you were so poor you had to borrow money just to pay attention. I've heard your story before.
Whoa, you got me all wrong, darling. I didn't grow up poor. I grew up rich. I was the stereotypical spoiled rich kid, right? I got the story. I got the hug. I got the pony. I also got the the disappointed look, and the disdainful glance, and the glare of unmet expectations. But you know, I was never an addict. I mean, yeah, I like to party, but it never changed me or nothing.
You ever been in rehab?
Yeah, you know what? I have, but only because it was court ordered. I didn't need it or nothing. I didn't need it or nothing. I didn't change me.
So you've run afoul of the law, big surprise. Okay, oh, let me guess. Robbery, petty theft, larceny. Let me ask you this, have you ever stolen to buy drugs?
No, you know, I stole to feed myself, and I stole to put a roof over my head, and you know, maybe if I had any extra, I bought a beer or smoked a joint or something. But I mean,
Yeah. So you grew up wealthy and you had to steal to buy food.
well, let's just say my parents have never really been enamored with the way I live my life. So.
In other words, they cut you off. So they bailed you out every single time, then they got you a high-priced lawyer and a stint in rehab so you could pretend to be remorseful. And then at some point they realized that money was the enemy, so they stopped the money.
You can go to hell.
Oh, so have I hit a nerve?
No, you hit a dead end. Oh, nothing to see here, folks. Let's just move it along. Keep moving. Keep moving it along.
Moving, sure. That's what guys like you do whenever life gets too real. You just keep moving and skirt the edge of reality.
You know, are you sure you're a veterinarian? Because, man, you sound like a psychologist to me.
Well, you don't need a psychologist. No. You need a work ethic. You need to grow the hell up and stop waiting for the world to take care of you. You need a job.
Oh, well, thank you so much for that wonderful little piece of advice. Here, let me just check out the one ads and I'll find my dream career, right? Never mind that the unemployment rate in this hillbilly border town is what, like 20%? Never mind that the first town with any work in it is like 30 miles away and it's in another freaking country. Do you have a work visa on you? Because I don't. And never mind that my old man is the one who sold the plant to the Arabs who proceeded to sell it off for scrap. Oh yeah, they're lining up to hire me. Everybody wants to give Gary the turncoat Tyndall's flunky son a chance over all the other guys out there looking for anything with a paycheck.
Wait a second. You're Gary Tyndall's son?
Oh, I'm sorry. Gary the henchman Tyndall III. Thank you very much, ma'am. How do you think Mike and Joel got on at the plant when there were like 100 other guys that had more seniority than they did? I mean, I am connected, baby.
Oh, no. You used to be connected. Now, you're just the son of the least popular man in the county.
Oh, Claire. I thought you were smarter than that. Yeah, my old man, he'll land on his feet. Guys like him, they always do. You know, I've only got one more year. And then the trust fund that my grandma set up is going to be in my name and not in the old man's. And then everything changes. And thanks to the generation, the generosity of the First Northern Bank, I've got the capital to manage until my birthday.
Yeah, except you botched the acquisition of said capital, and now you have to disappear. So how are you going to collect on that trust fund now?
I'll figure it out.
Oh, clever plan. Very clever.
Bitch.
So I've heard.
So, how's he doing?
What do you care? You were ready to shoot him not too long ago. Or what? Were you just grumpy because you needed a fix?
No, I didn't need a fix. I mean, he is my best friend's brother. I'm not completely heartless, you know.
Whatever.
Okay, you know what? I will bite. Pooh tore out your poor little heart and smushed it into the ground with the heel of his big old boob.
That is none of your damn business.
Darling, if there were others before me, I will understand. Believe it or not, I'm not a virgin either.
Oh my God. Do you ever shut up?
Oh, you know how chatty us junkies can be.
All right, fine. My husband, make that ex-husband, is a junkie. Has a substance abuse problem. You happy now?
Well, I'm happy to know you're divorced. I mean, this way we can commence with our courtship.
Obviously you're not as interested as you pretend to be in this story, so you know what? Never mind.
All right, okay, I'm sorry. I'm shutting up. I can shut up. I apologize. Please, please.
All right. We met when I was in vet school and he was in grad school. I thought he was perfect. He was great looking, he loved the outdoors, and he seemed to love animals, which obviously is very important to me. We were married right after I graduated. I got an internship at Penn and he got a job in an engineering firm. Internships are hell. Long hours and late nights. I thought it was so sweet how he would bring me supper after he got off work, and then he'd take my key card and go sit in the house officer's lounge and wait until I got off work watching TV. I thought he was being so supportive. So after the internship, I got a cardiology residency at Cornell. Do you have any idea how competitive cardiology residencies are?
No idea.
Well, trust me, they're very competitive. Anyway, about 6 weeks into the residency, I get called into the dean's office. My mentor is there, along with the department head and the security officer. It seems that the anesthesiologists at Penn had noticed that their opiates had stopped providing sedation and relieving pain. It seems that they had been replaced with saline. Someone had been breaking into the pharmacy and stealing opiates. And my key card was used far more than any of the other interns to access the pharmacy. So they called Cornell with their suspicions. I denied all knowledge of the thefts, but they had looked into my husband's past and they knew. They knew more about him than I did. So they fired me. You don't get a second chance at a cardiology residency. I was blindsided and stunned. My career was over. I didn't even think they'd let me keep my veterinary license. And needless to say, my marriage was over.
Well, but why would they fire you if it was him that stole the drugs?
Because I was responsible for the security of the pharmacy. When I was on call, I was the only one with access to the pharmacy, so I had to answer for the thefts.
I'd sue to get my residency back.
Okay, so I went to Tufts, one of the most expensive vet schools in the country. I had no financial support from my family. I have over $130,000 in student debt. Do you know what that's like? It's like paying for a mortgage before you even look at a house. I'll be in debt for the rest of my life, okay? I needed a job and I needed one immediately.
So, what brought you to this thriving metropolis here?
Carol did.
Huh.
She ran an ad in an AVMA journal and for an associate veterinarian. She was overwhelmed. She worked every weekend. She saw all the emergencies and her husband had had enough. Plus there was the added marital stress of their son's passing, which is probably something you didn't know about her. She and her husband lost their son.
No, I mean, I do feel bad about that. So, what happened, you know? Or...
Some sort of car accident. She doesn't really talk about it and I haven't pressed.
That sucks.
So anyway, Pete said that she needed to get help or he was leaving.
Pete? that's the lawyer that's stuck down in Florida?
Yep, that's the one. He almost left anyway. It took Carol 3 years to find me. It's hard to attract people to a rural practice. They're all interested in the multi-doc practices with emergency clinic coverage, but this was perfect for me. Carol said that I could live in the apartment downstairs rent-free, and she offered a very competitive salary. I needed the money, and I needed a change of scenery.
Okay, so you got this job. Dr. Carroll needs you, so why have you got all this bitterness then?
Because I'm settling.
What?
Look, I wanted to be a veterinary cardiologist. I would have been a cardiologist, and he took that away from me. And he lied to me, and he betrayed me.
That's it? That's the best you got? Oh my God! Try living on public assistance for a little while. Try taking any crap time, little part-time job that comes along just to make ends meet, and then come to me with your sob story. I mean, you got a job. You got a good paying job. You got a place to live for free. Oh, man, I mean, man, do not ask me to feel sorry for you. Oh man.
I don't believe you.
What?
You have the gall to complain to me about your lousy life? Well, no, I don't accept that. You see, the difference between your life and mine is that I started with nothing and worked my ass off to get something, and I overcame every obstacle. You started with everything, and you blew it. You know, my family, no financial support. They barely put food on the table. Your family is wealthy, and they want you to succeed. All you have to do is find the testicular fortitude to admit you have an addiction and fight it.
Hey, I am not an addict.
Yeah, addict, drug abuser, sniper, whatever you want to call it. Yeah?
You need to develop a healthier respect for Mr. Smith and West.
Yeah, well, you need to develop a healthier respect for yourself.
Well, and you need to. You need to leave me the hell alone. That's it.
Oh. Well, I thought we were courting, huh?
Oh.
What? Oh, where's all that false bravado, henchman? I mean, are you coming down off your high? Do you need a fix? Well, what's your pleasure, huh? I got ketamine, I got opiates. Oh, I've even got some nitrous oxide. That might improve your humor a little
Hey!
bit.
Jeez,
You know
Claire, are
what?
you trying to piss him off?
I had enough of you.
He doesn't have the balls to shoot me.
Oh, you know what? You are.
Hey, ease up, henchman.
Oh, and you know what? I am not your henchman, not anymore. I am calling the shots from now on. What the hell are you doing anyway? I mean, did you forget we had this rather large problem with witnesses? Things is not over yet. You are jerks, and I am in control of this situation now. God!
You need a flashlight to find your
That's
stash.
enough. You need to shut your mouth.
You know, Carol, you may be getting all buddy-buddy with these two, but to me, they're still just a couple of thugs who are holding us hostage.
How's Mike doing?
Not good. His O2 stat is 80. And he's shaky, and his breathing's bad, and his pulse is thready. We got to keep running the fluids to keep his blood volume up, but we got to be careful not to dilute out his red blood cells any further. I'm worried that he's showing no signs of waking up.
So, do you think he's like slipping into a coma?
Joel, he's in a coma. This is a coma. It's non-responsive and unconscious. He needs his meds. Claire, come in here, please. We need to treat Mike and Wendy, and we all need more food and drinks. So,
Okay. Well, I'll go downstairs and I'll make some more sandwiches and then finish up with Wendy.
no, you won't. Gary's out there in the dark somewhere. He's still pissed as hell at you. I'll go. I gotta put gas in the generator anyway. You stay here with Joel. I'll go get Gary, bring him in. He's gotta eat too. And Claire, when he gets here, you need to stay out of his face. He's already shot one person this weekend. We don't want to make him shoot anyone else.
You mean he actually shot someone? I didn't think you... Is he the one that shot Mike?
No. He's the one who shot the bank guard who shot Mike. You need to back off him, Claire. He's the very definition of armed and dangerous.
I had no idea. I'm gonna get Wendy's meds.
We need to protect her, and I'm gonna need your help.
I'll do what I can.
I took a peek outside while that last storm was playing. Pleased to report that the clouds are breaking up, and I can even see a few stars out there. It's still cold and -10 on the, still -10 on the studio's weather thermometer, and there's still occasional gusts of wind out there, and I couldn't think about venturing out, folks. The wife keeps asking me if I'm ready to warm up her side of the bed and sign off for the night. We need to stoke the fire and warm up that side of the bed. Well, actually, it's time to sign off. Time to end this long and miserable day.
Oh, before we go, let me tell you about a phone call I got a few minutes ago. A woman who by some miracle still has power and a landline phone called to ask me if I knew when they were going to restore her cable TV. Can you believe that? 95% of our listening area is without power and she's worried about her cable. I told her to expect it back within the hour. And they were going to upgrade her current package to include a free year of HBO. I think she actually believed me.
I don't believe her. I mean, I don't believe Phoebe. But anyway, what she said. But anyway, we'll be back at sunrise, folks. Good night. Stay warm and stay safe.
Hey, Doc.
What?
Wake up.
Joel, what?
Hey, he's doing something weird with his tube thing.
God, he's chewing the tube. We've got to get it out of there. All right, I'm going to deflate the cuff. All right, ease it out. Come on, buddy. All right. Breathing still rapid and shallow, but at least he's moving air.
That's a good sign. He's reacting to that tube in his throat, right? Maybe he's slipping out of that coma?
Yeah, okay, I guess we can upgrade his condition from comatose to stuporous. But I wouldn't get my hopes up too far. He's still extremely pale and his pulse is thready.
Maybe we could even try to wake him up a bit. I mean, every minute that is a step towards recovery, that minute that he's alive, right?
That's right.
So why don't we try and wake him up just a little bit? I mean, Mike, hey, can you hear me? Mike.
Joel, let's give it some time. We'll try to rouse him in just a little while, okay?
Yeah, that makes sense.
What do you think? You think we should wake up the henchman and Miss Congeniality?
No. Let's let him sleep a bit. quieter that way. You know, I think I'm gonna take a look outside. You know, I actually haven't left this room in like 48 hours, except to use the can. So.
Oh, Carol, was I asleep?
We all were.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I the last one on watch?
I have no idea.
Oh. I see thing 2. Where's thing 1?
He is out checking the weather.
Well, it's frigid and there's a lot of snow. I could have saved him a trip.
I haven't checked on Wendy. I'm sure she's okay. You can probably move her to oral meds and remove that catheter.
Okay. I guess you've checked on Joel.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
where's his tube?
Well, he was having it for breakfast, so we had to take it out. His O2 sat dropped from 82 to 80, but he's still with us, and that's more than I expected.
Yeah, me too. I thought for sure we'd have a corpse and a hysterical brother on our hands this morning.
Well, the day's still young.
Thanks.
Okay. The sky is blue. Even the roads are starting to clear off. Now it is as cold as Siberian Brastoitzid out there, but I think we can get out of here. Okay. Gary,
No.
wake up.
Oh, Mom, I don't want to go to school today.
The roads are clearing off, Gary. Now we're gonna have to dig out the truck a bit, but I think we can make it out of here.
Okay, I'm awake.
So, okay, start getting the cash together.
All right.
Start digging out the truck. Now we're gonna start moving.
Okay, all right. What about the spleenless wonder over here?
You stay in here. After we get down the road a little bit, then they can call for an ambulance.
All right, that's the best plan I've heard yet.
That's a really good plan, Joel.
Oh,
Power's back. I'm gonna go shut off the generator, and you need to tend to
Yeah.
Wendy there.
I'm gonna set her up in a kennel in the cat ward.
All right.
Hang in there, big brother. Just gotta keep hanging on. Now, these two, they're gonna get you to the hospital. It's gonna be actually kind of warm and they'll have blood. You just gotta keep hanging on. Just keep going. And the doc here, she knows the real story. She's gonna make sure that you get treated fairly. And Mike, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and I'm gonna make it up to you. I swear. I promise. One day I will.
Where's Carol?
She's still downstairs.
Right. Truck is running and we are ready to ride. Woo! You ready to go? Let's go, guys.
What do you mean? He's staying here. We just went over that.
I'm not talking about him. I was referring to her.
Gary, don't!
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a little insurance policy here. You know as well as I do that the minute we're out of here, they're going to be on the phone to the cops, and we're going to hit a roadblock before our engine's even warm. Hostage here's the answer. Doc here, she ain't going to let anything happen to her, are you, Doc?
Look, it's a stupid idea. I mean, how many more felonies want to add to this rap sheet?
Oh, well, let's see. What do we got already? We got armed robbery. We got felony attempted murder or murder, depending on whether that guard lives or not. We've already held the good doctors against their will, Joel. The good ship kidnapping, yeah, it sailed a long time ago. We got nothing more to lose here.
Look, she's staying here. We don't need to take her with us.
I am sick of this we shit. I mean, You can come with us if you want, but I am taking her with me. Are you ready to go, darling, or do I blow your brains out?
Take me instead.
No.
I am done negotiating.
I'd make just as good a hostage as she would.
Hey, we don't need a hostage at all.
I just said I'm done negotiating. You were thinking of a plan, right, Joel? Well, I haven't heard any new plan. We've got to escape. We need a good head start. That's not going to happen if the good doctor's here or calling the cops as soon as we're out of here. No. I'm taking her with me. Are you ready to go, darling?
I'm not going anywhere with
Oh,
you.
yeah, I think you are.
Just calm down. We can talk about this, okay?
I'm done talking about this. Let's go, darling.
Easy.
Henchman,
What?
drop the gun.
Oh, God. Nice going, Joel. Way to go. The good doc's got your gun. Well, you just can't find good help these days. What can I say?
Well, he's a heavy sleeper.
Well, you know what? You should have shot me when you had the chance. Now what are you going to do, Doc, huh? We're at a stalemate. You think you can shoot me before I shoot you? Shooting a pistol, it's a lot harder than it looks on TV. What do you think? You Hamilton or you Burr? Huh? Think you can shoot me before I shoot you?
I don't know. I haven't shot one of these in years,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I do have one advantage, Henchman.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What's that?
See, the magazine in my weapon isn't empty. Oh, and I got the one in the chamber. You're a heavy sleeper too, Henchman. Feels a little lighter in your hand now that you know that, doesn't it? Yeah. So, let her go, put the gun on the table, and get out of here.
Damn it!
On the table. Go. You too.
You'll make sure that Mike gets help.
I will.
Thanks, Doc. Thanks for saving my brother.
You're welcome. Now go on. This is Dr. Lynch at the Caledonia Animal Hospital again. They are leaving here now. Now be careful, they are not armed. Please make sure the police know that. I repeat, they are not armed. And get that ambulance here now.
And a good Sunday morning to you all. Let's recap, shall we? According to the sheriff's office, the main road through town is now plowed and passable. However, emergency services are asking that everyone stay home until more of the side roads are plowed. Power has been restored to the hospital and other disabled service buildings. Power also has been restored to the assisted living facility over by the vet clinic. So those of you who had family members over there, you can relax.
It's still extremely cold out there. Current temperature is -2. If the kids insist on going out to play, be sure to dress them warmly and be sure you have a way to heat them up when they come back in. Unfortunately, Northeastern Power estimates it'll be at least a week before power is restored to everyone. Most schools and businesses have closed tomorrow. Stay tuned for further cancellations.
By the way, officials say at least now 8 people have lost their lives in this storm. They're calling it the storm of the century. I'm sure this weekend is one that we will all remember.
Yeah, that weekend was one I'll always remember. It's hard to believe it's been almost 10 years. Well, anyway, as I was saying, Carol has decided to retire and she sold the practice to me. She and Pete are going to travel the world, I think, which is why I called you. To be honest, I didn't see myself hiring a brand new graduate, but you were so impressive when you were here for your externship that, well, I'm reconsidering. So, if you want the job, it's yours.
Yeah, I want the job. I still can't believe you want me.
Well, then we have a deal.
We have a deal.
Excellent. I assume you've had a chance to look at the employee contract?
I have.
Great, it's over here to sign. You know, I think that this is a perfect fit. I mean, you're local, our clients already know you. Let's be honest, you're still pretty famous around here, Dr. Kilburn.
I think you mean infamous.
No, you were completely exonerated. Even I forgave you after that weekend, and I was pretty pissed back then. I had a real chip on my shoulder. I had no idea that Carol had been on the phone to the police for hours during our little siege before it was over. I'd forgotten that there was a landline phone in the basement that wasn't connected to the electric phone system. And there I was, stewing about how my life sucked, and she's taking care of business. She even managed to disarm the henchmen. Well, sort of.
What do you mean, sort of?
Joel never told you? Okay, the cartridges that Carol dropped in the bowl that day were from Joel's gun, not Gary's. Yeah, her gun was the one with the empty magazine, not the henchman's.
Are you serious? Joel never said anything about this.
Yeah. Well, it was apparently partly his idea. Carol asked him to help her protect me, and that's the plan they came up with.
I can't believe you knew anything at all.
Yeah, well, when Carol hired you so soon after your recovery to work here, it really ticked me off. And that's when she told me.
I'm still really thankful for that chance. I mean, you can't believe how that helped when I applied to vet school. And of course, I'm eternally in your debt for saving my life.
Ah, well, took our minds off of the blizzard, I guess. And besides, you don't need to be in debt to me. You will be in debt with your student loans for the rest of your life.
Oh, I don't have any debt.
What? How did you manage that?
Yeah.
I've been out for 12 years and I still have debt.
Believe it or not, Gary actually paid off my debt out of his trust fund. He didn't see himself needing it, and he still has about 10 years before he's eligible for parole.
I had no idea.
You should ask him to pay off your debt. He owes you too.
No, that's okay. I'm close to paying it off anyway, and I don't think he'd offer. We didn't really hit it off, if you remember.
Yeah, but Gary's not such a bad guy. I think he just got in a little over his head, kind of like Joel did. It's difficult sometimes for people who grew up in poverty like you, Joel, and I to understand that those with all the financial advantages aren't necessarily happy.
Wow. You really see the good in everyone, don't you?
Is there anything wrong with that?
Oh, no, not at all. It's a great life philosophy. After the shock of that weekend and facing my own mortality, I realized that life was too short to hold a grudge. I even forgave my ex-husband.
Any thoughts of a reconciliation?
No, that's never gonna happen. No, I mean, we talk occasionally, and he says he's in a better place, but forgiving and forgetting are two different things. Yeah, I don't think I can ever rebuild that trust.
Any other prospects over the last decade?
Well, I don't know, the odd date here and there. Nothing serious? Why, you interested, Dr. Kilburn?
Just making conversation
Okay.
for now.
What?
What? I didn't say anything.
Well, when is Joel eligible for parole?
This summer, actually. He's taking veterinary and assistant online courses to help his case through the community college.
Really?
Why, are you interested in the other half of this dynamic duo?
Do you really think he'd want to work for Miss Congeniality?
Well, I'll inform him in no uncertain terms that it's Dr. Congeniality now.
Well, that's all right. Dr. Claire will do. Dr. Mike, Dr. Claire will do just fine.